Hey everyone, welcome to part 2 of my in-depth review of the new, not Space Wolves, Grey Knights. Of course, Grey Knights. They're one of my favorite armies. J Knight, Grey Knights, exactly. As always, my name is Jay. And today I'll be discussing the HQ slots. So just to recap last video, my first impression of the Codex, I think it's a pretty good Codex. Now, it's interesting that they removed the Inquisitorial Henchmen and the Assassins from the Codex. But that being said, if you want to run them, you can always run them again. You can always realign them, and you can run them whatever you want. I still think there's going to be some really good competitive builds in this army. Will it be more competitive or less competitive as it was in the past? Time will tell. But I think there's some good builds, some really cool new rules, and some things got cheaper. And we'll be going over all those in the future videos. And obviously, as I said, I'll be going over with a more constructive approach than my Orc Codex. And I'll be talking about builds as we go along, which one will be good HQs, and so forth. So we'll start off with a Brother Captain, which is kind of the generic HQ. And the Brother Captain is still 150 points, so it was before, now it's still 150 points. He's basically a standard HQ. He's weapon skill 6, ballistic skill 6, strength 4, toughness 4, 3 wounds, initiative 5, 3 attacks. And you also upgrade him to a Grand Master. And he comes with Terminator Armor, Storm Bolter, Nemesis 4 Sword, Frag Grenades, Crack Grenades, Psycho Grenades, Iron Halo. He is just a good all-around standard HQ. If you don't want if you don't want to bring a librarian or you want something to assist the librarian, this is one of the guys you may want to bring. And he's also a Psyker, and he can generate a their power from the Demonology, Divination, Pyromancy, Telekinesis, or Telepathy. But he can upgrade to a Grand Master for 35 points. And a Grand Master has another attack and is a Mastery level 2. So that's a good thing. So basically upgrade him to a Mastery level 2. So 185 points gets you a level 2 guy with an extra attack, and that's pretty sweet stuff. He also has the Aegis, They Shall Know No Fear, Independent Character, Preferred Enemy Against Demons, Psyker, and Purity of Spirit. And Purity of Spirit means that they can generate psychic powers from the Demonology Discipline. Grey Knight Psychers can only generate psychic powers from the Demonology Discipline. They cannot manifest Maleficent. In addition, when attempting to manifest psychic powers from the Demonology Discipline, Grey Knight Psychers only suffer perils of the warp if 2 or more 6s are rolled when taking a psychic test. Suffer perils of the warp if 2 or more. Okay. 6s. Cool. Cool stuff there. And you can take items from the relics list, for example, that we discovered, that we talked about in the last list. And it's good stuff. So Brotherhood Champion, to me, a Brother Captain is a great all-around HQ or a Grand Master. I think Grand Master would be good. They lost their Grand Strategy, but yeah, it was kind of cool, but then again, most of the Grand Strategies things are moot anyway, because you don't really need to worry about bringing your guys to be troops. I guess to maybe deny other troops, but, you know. Next we have Brother Captain Stern. Brother Captain Stern is now 185 points. He used to be 200, so he went down by 15 points. And that's not bad at all. And he's basically the same style as before. Weapon skill 6, ballistic skill 5, strength toughness 4, 3 wounds, initiative 5, 3 attacks, leadership 10, 2+ save. Terminator Armor, Storm Bolter, Nemesis 4 Sword, and the 4 swords have not changed. Nope, still AP3. Frag Grenades, Crack Grenades, Psycho Grenades. Iron Halo, Psycho Grenades changed. If a unit containing at least 1 Psyker, with a Psyker, Brother of Psyker, Sorcerers, or Psychic Power Special is hit by a weapon with a Psi Shock, Special Rule 1 randomly determined Psyker model, that unit suffers perils of the warp in addition to any other damage. Those are the Psycho Grenades. And special rules: Aegis, They Shall Know No Fear, Independent Character, Preferred Enemy, Psyker, Mastery Level 2, Purity of Spirit, and the Strands of Fate, which is Brother Captain Stern can use the special rule to reroll 1 roll to hit, to wound, or saving throw each phase. That's quite handy. So he's pretty good. However, for each dice re-rolled using the special rule, your opponent can reroll 1 roll to hit, to wound, or saving throw at any point later in the game. So it balances itself out. You also have Zone of Banishment. And if Brother Captain Stern successfully manifests the Banishment Psychic Power Demonology Discipline, it targets all enemy units with a Demon Special Rule that are within 12 inches of Brother Captain Stern instead of a single unit within 24. So it's kind of a Nova. That's cool stuff. And he knows Banishment, Hammerhand, and Sanctuary from the thing. Also, his Warlord traits Unyielding Anvil. So again, 185 points. He's a pretty solid choice too. He would be great if you know you're facing demons. You can get his banishment power off and just Nova everything. That'd be pretty crazy. You know, he's a pretty nasty guy. So yeah, 185 points, not bad. I still think that the brother captain or a librarian might be a better option depending on your list build, but he's not bad at all. Up next, we have a Brotherhood champion. Now, Brotherhood champions went up in cost from 100 to 150 points, so it's a pretty big leap. But they're pretty much just as good as always. Artificer Armor, Stormbolter, Mastercraft Nemesis, Force Sword, Frag Grenades, Grenades, Psych Out Grenades, Iron Halo. So again, it's just a really good standard HQ. He's the Aegis, They Shall Know No Fear, Independent Character, Preferred Enemy Against Demons, Psycho Mastery Level 1, Purity Spirit, Heroic Sacrifice, and the Perfect Warrior. Now, this is, the Heroic Sacrifice has changed. It used to be that you can take down your opponent if he kills you, but now it's just, if this model is slain in close combat, he can immediately make one more close combat attack roll against a model he's in base-to-base with before being removed as a casualty. Roll to hit and to wound as normal. So instead of rolling a hit, and if you do, you can possibly take down your opponent with you, they just get an extra attack. It's handy, but I don't think it'll be that big of a game changer, because at this point, you know, he's initiative 5, so he probably would have killed anything anything he could kill, he probably already would have killed by now. He also has the Perfect Warrior, which he can change his stances. He can choose between Blade Shield. If he chooses Sword Strike, he gains Smash, which is pretty cool against vehicles and stuff. If he chooses Blade Shield, he rerolls all failed saving throws. And that's it. So just either Sword Strike or Blade Shield. So either he gets Smash or he has to reroll. So it's not as cool as it was before. And then of course we have Castellan Crow, which is he's kind of the better version of a Brotherhood champion. He's 175 points, but I don't see Castellan Crow really being taken anymore. He was basically a tax to bring Purifiers as troops in the previous codex. Most people didn't like him because you couldn't attach him to a squad, which you can now, I believe. Yep. So now you can attach him to a squad. That's a big improvement. And he got cheaper. He's now 175 points. He got more expensive. Yeah, he used to be 150, now he's 175. So now, what are the big changes between now and the earlier codex? Number one, his sword doesn't do anything for your opponent. It used to help your opponent, doesn't do that anymore. It's just a generic sword now. It is just strength user, AP minus, type melee. It's not even force. So it's not a very good close combat weapon. He can choose his, he has Master Swordsman, which he can take Sword Strike or Blade Shield. So he gets Smash. Smash wouldn't be bad. He's then you go with Strength 10. Or sorry, Strength 8. But only gets one attack. He's a Psychic Mastery Level 2. Cool. And he can be attached to a squad now. So he's now an independent character. He's just normal anymore. He can be attached to a squad. So if you want to bury him in a squad, you can. He's 175 points. Again, I think a Librarian would be a better option based on the points costs. He knows Banishment, Hammerhand, and Cleansing Flame. So if you want to guarantee Cleansing Flame, take him. That's it. So he's kind of he doesn't make Purifiers as troops anymore. He doesn't have his crazy sword, but he can be attached to a squad. So not bad. He could be used if you want to boost. He is leadership 10, so if you want to just boost the leadership of a specific squad, you could attach him to that squad as well, and he become quite handy. Up to you. And next we have my favorite choice for HQs, which is the Librarian. Because Librarians are only now 110 points, which lines them up with the Space Marines, but they come with Terminator Armor, and a Warning Staff, and a Psychic Hood, so they're great shape. Mastery Level 2, but for 25 points, you can upgrade to a Mastery Level 3, and then on top of that, if you give them the Relic, or the artifact that gives an extra power, or you get the Warlord trait that gives an extra power, you are in great shape. So I like Librarians. 110 points, just a great, solid HQ choice, definitely. And they take their powers from Demonology, Divination, Pyromancy, Telekinesis, Telepathy, and you can replace your Force Staff with a Force Sword, 2 Nemesis Force Halberd, or 2 Falchions for free. Now, I'll be going over those in a future video, but one of the big changes was that the Force Sword no longer helps your invul, is just straight attack. The Force Halberd is +1 to your strength, and the Falchions are just an extra attack. So there's no more initiative bonus or invul bonus. It's just now a +1 strength for the Force Halberd. And Falchions are just, you get an extra attack. Or you take a Demon Hammer for 5 points, which isn't bad at all. And you take, obviously, the HQ, you know, upgrade stuff. And finally, we have the Tech Marine, which is now in the HQ slot. It used to be in the Elite slot. He is 90 points. He used to be 90 points, so he hasn't changed. And basically, he is the same old Tech Marine as possible. Artificer Armor, Bolt Gun, Power Axe, Frag Grenades, Crack Grenades, Psych Out Grenades, Servo Harness. And he's also a Psyker, Mastery Level 1. He is Adepts the Armory, which, for each HQ choice in your detachment, not including your other Tech Marines, you can include a Tech Marine. These do not take up a slot in the Force Organization chart. That's great. So you can bring him for free, basically no Force Organization chart commitment. So he just helps and he'll go fix your stuff. Basically, he can just restore hull points or repair a weapon destroyed, immobilized. So great stuff with your vehicles. If you're running a bunch of dreads, I definitely think a couple Tech Marines would be great. I would take maybe 2 Librarians or a Librarian and a Brother Captain, and then bring 2 Tech Marines to run behind your Dreadnoughts or your Land Raiders and fix them if they need to be fixed. So it's a great combination and a great way to, you know, keep your army in synergy. And of course, he can take, he may, yes, and he can replace the Servo Harness and Bolt Gun with a Conversion Beamer for 20 points. Conversion Beamers are they do the range cool thing, you know, up to 18 inches, it's strength 6, AP minus, heavy 1 blast, 18 to 42 inches, strength 8, AP 4, heavy 1 blast, and 42 to 72, strength 10, AP 1, heavy 1 blast. Cool. And that's it. That's the end of the HQ section. And also, as you're probably asking, what happened to Drago, what happened to Mordrak? And as I said in the previous video, consistent with what they've been doing with the latest codices, they've been taking the strongest, oldest, bad-ass person in your army and putting them in the Lord of War chart. They did it with Ghazghkull Thraka, they did it with Logan Grimnar, and they did it with Drago in this codex. They did make him better and cheaper, and now he's in the Lord of War section, so you can include him. I think he's a great choice. Put him in an army. It'd be awesome. And he's now in Lord's War. And Mordrak, since there wasn't a model released, they removed him from the codex. This is one of the few codex releases where they haven't put out a new model. They've just been taking away guys. It's kind of weird. But so he is now, so he's gone. And the Ghost Knights are gone too. So it's just those HQ slots. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. So just summarize, I really think Librarians are the go-to guys. Brother Captains are good. Grandmaster is a great choice as well for the points cost. Crow, and I really don't see being used that much. Stern can be good in certain circumstances. And a Brother Champion, once again, maybe if you want. I wouldn't take Crow, personally. I just don't know. But that's it. So stay tuned for next part where I'll be going over the Elite section, which is a lot of fun. Since in the new chart you can take 4 of them. 4. That is awesome. And stay tuned for more parts of my in-depth review of the new Grey Knights Codex. I think I like it so far. And I'll keep going over it. Leave a comment in the comment section down below if you have anything more to add, or if you feel I'm wrong, or you like what I'm saying, whatever you want. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so, and like the video. It really does help a lot. Until next time, this is Jay saying, happy painting, everyone.